Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. We are looking at a very interesting plant at Fenestraria rhopalophylla. It is in bloom, it has a white flower, and these are remains of the last year's flowers. I didn't remove them somehow, I just keep them as a souvenir, as a proof that this plant blooms sometimes. The flower will keep closing and opening for the next 5 days. This is the second day it's actually open. So it opens in the early afternoon and closes in the late afternoon. And every day it becomes a little bit bigger and then it fades. It only opens for a very brief time during the day. It opens only when the pollinators are active, in order not to waste water, in order to save to minimize the surface area, because when it spreads its petals it evaporates more easily, and it's quite expensive for a plant to have a flower of this size. It's quite large for a plant like that. But what makes the plant interesting is the leaves. What we are seeing are leaves. The stem is very short. The stem is reduced to the structure that holds the leaves together. And if you see, at the tip of each leaf, there is a lens. This circle at the tip of the leaves is a lens, and the lens is collecting the sunlight, and the lens is making it possible for the inside of the leaf to photosynthesize. These leaves are green on the outside, but in nature they are buried in sand, they are buried in gravel, and the lens is the only thing that sticks out, or almost the only thing that sticks out. Okay, so the photosynthesis in the wild, in nature, occurs on the inside of the leaf. I think it's quite cool. This plant is adapted to very dry conditions, and it can't be watered too much. If it is watered too much, this is what happens. This is another specimen of Fenestraria rhopalophylla, and I watered it too much this year. I was away for a month and I watered it before I left. I watered it abundantly, and the plant, the leaves, swell with water to the point that the leaves burst, and there are scars on them. Okay, so the scars will be here for as long as the leaves live, and when new leaves develop, and these ones will die. So hopefully they will look, the new ones will look as nice as they should. But this is just nice to look at and to see what happens with this plant when it's watered too abundantly, when it's watered too much. You see, it just bursts, just like a watermelon. Sometimes when it's too ripe, it bursts, and this is what happened here as well. All right, so this is it. This is my Fenestraria rhopalophylla. It's actually the first Mesemb that is in bloom this year. Mesemb, which means a member of the family Mesembryanthemaceae, which is a very interesting family of plants that grow on the Namib desert in Africa. And they actually are so well adapted to their conditions that they are very difficult to keep in captivity. They are very difficult to have in a pot, because any variation from the conditions that are in nature result in the plant being unhappy and dying. So the fact that I have it for a very, very long time, many years, over 10 years, I think it is, so I'm quite proud of it. Although I'm not that successful with other mesembs, but somehow Fenestrarias do cooperate with me. Okay, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you like my Fenestraria rhopalophylla. I find it extremely interesting and I like it a lot. Have a great afternoon.